Hey everyone, it's Ethan or Miist back again for another video today, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We're here again for yet another video. This one on time, so great news. We've got a big video. We've got 19 movies to talk about this week, so let's get right into it. Starting it off with a movie I forgot to add in last week's video that I just completely skipped over by accident, which was If. Ranked at a 70 out of 100. Not going to spend any time with it. Take a look at my review. So, let's move on to the actual week where I watched 18 movies this week. Couple of short films and shorter films, I guess. But yeah, let's start it off with The Santa Claus, which is a Hallmark movie. It's the first Hallmark movie I've ever ranked. And I got to watch this with Mel's family, which was really funny watching Mel's mom genuinely enjoy this, which not for me. Didn't enjoy it very much. So let's move on to Quantum of Solace. Now, I only got through Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace this week. I'm going to try to finish the Bonds this upcoming week. Up next, we have Skyfall, which I'm very excited for. So, yeah, honestly, can't tell you a single thing that happened in this movie. I don't even know the villain's name. But I do like the, not conclusive, but the continuing story that these Bonds are all connected, where a lot of the Bond movies aren't connected. So they're just kind of all one-off. So I'm excited to see that, and I know that continues as well, especially Skyfall, The Spectre, to No Time to Die. So yeah, overall, Quantum of Solace, not for me. Let's move on to another 2024 release, which is Red One, which I get to watch with Mel. An okay movie. Obviously, I didn't enjoy it a whole lot. Ranked at a 38 out of 100. It's a pretty low rank. We were looking forward to watching this because Jumanji, directed by Jake Kasdan, who is the same director as Red One, we both enjoy. I like both movies, and Mel loves both movies. The first one is one of her favorite movies of all time. So we were hoping to enjoy this one, especially with the cast and Chris Evans. But it's just not great, really, to say the least. So yeah, and the CGI was dreadful at times, to say the least. Let's move on to Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. Now, this is a classic. We both thought we had remembered watching this one as a kid, but neither of us remembered them. Mel had remembered one of the shorts. Anyways, we're hopefully going to watch Twice Upon a Christmas this week, because that one I know for a fact I watched a lot as a kid. I have that DVD, and I think Mel does as well. So I know we've seen it before, but hopefully we're going to get to watch it this week, because to be honest, I was fighting for my life throughout the first two shorts. I was just really tired, and I was barely awake for them. I was super, super tired watching this, so probably not a fair rating, that 40 out of 100, but whatever. Let's move on to Good Luck Charlie, It's Christmas. Now, this was something that Mel and I wanted to watch last year because it's a childhood classic for both of us. We never got around to watching it. Finally watched it this year. A 40 out of 100, because this movie is fucking jam-packed and it's fucking cuckoo. It's actually wild. If you haven't watched it, or if you haven't revisited it in a long time, definitely check it out, because it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, we go from a Christmas movie, Can We Make It by Christmas, to a fucking paintball movie, so it's weird. Let's move on to yet another 2024 release, which is Descendants: The Rise of Red. Now, this is something we've been wanting to watch for the past 6 months since this came out. Finally got around to watching it. I literally put it on this morning. I said, Mel, we're watching it. And we watched it. Mel actually didn't rank it yet, to be honest. She usually doesn't rank things right after we watch it unless I force her to. So I don't know what her thoughts of it were, but I ranked it a 41 out of 100. It is my least favorite of the franchise, but to be honest, it might be my second or third favorite for songs. We watched the entire trilogy last year, so yeah, I don't know. It was bad, but not the worst. So let's move on to Once Upon a Snowman, which was a cute short about Olaf, and it's kind of cool to see how his story was forming in the background of the first Frozen movie, which I've never seen this before, so it was kind of cute. Nothing really special. That's why it's a low rank, 45 out of 100. Moving on to Falling for Christmas. Now, this has been a Christmas movie that we've been talking about this entire Christmas season to watch. Mel and I watched it together. mostly because we absolutely love Cord Overstreet, especially as Sam Evans in Glee, and we wish Cord Overstreet was in more things. We're really vibing with his Christmas song right now as well. Um, yeah, I mean, we just wanted to watch it. We both love Cord, so it was nice to watch this. Overall, honestly, I didn't think it was that bad, to be honest. I rated it 50 out of 100. I just thought it was pretty okay, just kind of mid. Like, I don't think there was really too much bad or too much good, but I definitely enjoyed it more than I thought it was going to, so that's a positive as well. Let's move on to Deck the Halls. Now, this is a movie I've seen before, long, long time ago. Seen it was on Netflix, decided to watch it, put it on. Some pretty good comedy, and I think I remember really thinking Kristen Chenoweth was very attractive, especially back then. Now I think very differently about her because I don't love her in Glee, and that's basically all I've seen her in. But yeah, I just think that's kind of funny how some things have changed when I was obviously much younger. So it's been a long time since I've watched this movie. All right, let's keep going and let's move on to The Grinch, which is a first time watch for me. I've never watched the 2018 Grinch. I ranked a 61 out of 100. It's my least favorite of the Grinch movies that I've watched. I think there's actually a few different kinds, but I've watched like the main three now. So, but fun fact for you, this is the highest grossing Christmas movie at the box office, so that's cool, I guess. But yeah, it was all right. Obviously, animation is kind of limitless, but we added things to the story that I don't think needed to be added. I don't know. It was fine. A 61 out of 100. Let's move on to the original short film of How the Grinch Stole Christmas from 1964, which I ranked a 64 out of 100. Not quite as funny or comedic as the new one or the Jim Carrey one, but definitely like a nice charm in it, and it's a short film, obviously, so kind of hard to rank, but I had a decent time with it. Ranked it a 64 out of 100. Now let's move on to Klaus, or Claus, depending on how you pronounce it, I guess, which I ranked a 72 out of 100. I did enjoy it, and it's kind of how I started the week as well. I felt like there was a really slow start with this movie, but once we kind of got into the bulk of the story, I had a good time with it, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. But I also enjoyed it less than I thought I was going to. But the reason why I thought I ended up enjoying it more than I thought I was going to is because, again, the start of it was pretty slow. But yeah, I would like to rewatch it because a lot of people really, really love this movie. So, plus I love Jason Schwartzman, so I'm down to watch it again, to be honest. But yeah, well, let's move on to Love Actually. Now, this was a pretty disappointing one, to be honest. It's very similar to Valentine's Day, and if you've ever seen Valentine's Day, you can see there's 10 different stories going on, and somehow they connect. In this case, it is like that. There's many stories, characters connect in different ways, but I just didn't love this movie. I didn't think it was as entertaining or appealing or comedic or funny as Valentine's Day. When Mel and I watched it earlier this year on Valentine's Day, we watched this, but Mel couldn't even finish it. We ended up getting like 40 minutes in, and she went to bed because she just wasn't enjoying it, and she never even finished it. I just ended up watching it myself, so that kind of sucks, because, again, she really just didn't enjoy it, so, what can you do, I guess, but a 74 out of 100, it's good. I just don't think it's anything too special. Hopefully we're going to watch The Holiday this week, sorry, because we didn't get to watch that this week, so maybe this upcoming week. Now we're on to the top 5. Very interesting. A unique top 5 for sure. Let's start it off with Casino Royale. What a big upgrade from the first Casino Royale, which I absolutely hate with every fiber in my being. I believe I have it ranked a 2 out of 100. It's fucking awful. God awful, and I hated it. So watching this one was a breath of fresh air because we have a new, dark, gritty, and grizzled and aggressive Bond, which I really like. It's nice to see a very different take on Bond. Not as much comedy, but like I said, very aggressive and confident. Probably overconfident to say. yeah, I don't know. This was a good time. This is the highest rated Bond movie on Letterboxd, so that's interesting. Yeah, I ranked it an 82 out of 100. I had a decent time with it. Really, really great action. Some of the best action in the entirety of the Bond movies. And yeah, I guess that's kind of a big staple of the Daniel Craig movies, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, I had a good time with it. Well, let's move on to number four, and this is actually how I started the week with Minority Report. I've been still trying to chip away at some of Spielberg's movies before the end of the year, but I don't know if I'll be watching any more by the end of the year. Really, I just want to watch Close Encounters. That's really the last one I want to watch before the end of the year, so maybe I'll get to do that. But yeah, an 83 out of 100. I definitely enjoyed this a lot. Some of the past few Spielbergs I haven't enjoyed a whole lot, but I really, really enjoyed Minority Report. Very, very interesting. A huge, huge scale and a very immersive film that I really enjoy. And it's a film that, how do I describe this? I don't know. It just feels impactful, and I've been looking for that a lot in Spielberg's films, especially recently. I found a lot of the films that I've watched recently, I haven't felt the impact as much as I have on some of the other films I've watched from him. So it was nice to kind of feel that again here with Minority Report. Nonetheless, 83 out of 100. Let's move on to something I've been begging Mel to watch all fucking year. The Wild Robot. We finally get to watch it. I say all year. It's only been I think a few months since it came out, but I've been begging Mel to watch this movie with me in theaters. We never ended up going to see it. We finally watched it, and we both really enjoyed it. I ranked it at 84. I think Mel ranked it I want to say a 92 or 93, I think. She ranked it pretty highly. She really enjoyed it. It's one of her favorites of 2024. And I'm a little disappointed by this, actually, because I expected it to be top 5, top 7, top 10 at the minimum in my favorite movies of the year. But unfortunately, it doesn't really hit that. It actually falls around 13. So that kind of sucks. I was kind of expecting it to be higher and be a little bit better. But what can you do, I guess? I still enjoyed it. Had a great time with it nonetheless. And 84 out of 100, it's not like I didn't enjoy it. I just think I had a little bit higher expectations. So let's move on to something that, honestly, I didn't really have any expectations for because I've heard it's not great. Pokemon Detective Pikachu. And this is something I've been wanting to watch all year as well because I love Pokemon. Pokemon is a part of me. Pokemon is an everyday part of me, mostly through Pokemon Go, but just every single day, Pokemon is in my life. And I've been wanting to watch this most of the year, really, and I've never seen it before, so I was really glad to finally get around to watching it. Watching it with Mel as well. It's her first Pokemon movie, which she really enjoyed it. I believe she ranked it an 87. I ranked it an 84. We both had a really fun time with this movie, a really great time with this movie, and yeah, I mean, I wish there was more Pokemon in it. There was more featured Pokemon. I always thought the character or the Pokemon design was like Nightmare Fuel, but honestly, it's nowhere near as Nightmare Fuel-y as I expected, I guess. So that was pretty nice. But nonetheless, I really, really had a great time with this, and I'd like to rewatch this movie very, very soon. So let's move on to what is my favorite watch of the week, which is Hitman, which is another movie I've been waiting for Mel to watch. At this point, I just don't care if she doesn't want to watch them. When I ask, I'm just going to watch them because any 2024 release I want to watch. I only have a week left of 2024. I have to watch them at this point. So, yeah. 87 out of 100 for Hitman, though. My favorite of the year. A great screenplay. I haven't really dived much into Linklater's filmography. I'm going to do that next year, which I'm excited for because there's so many great movies. And I really, really want to watch Everybody Wants Some because I've just heard such great things about it. So I'm excited to do that next year. And yeah, I mean, this is an 87 out of 100. I think it is now my favorite of the 3 Linklaters that I've watched. But yeah, a great watch that I really, really enjoyed. Like I said, for my favorite watch of the week. Now, one last thing for you guys. We have about 8 days left of 2024, which is pretty crazy. And I am going to try to watch 18 movies this week so I can hit movie number 700 this year. We'll see if I can. It's going to be quite a task. We shall see. We have a busy week upcoming, Mel and I, so we'll see what happens. I didn't even mention it in the outro, but I wanted to also wish you guys a happy holidays. So enjoy your holidays, whatever they may be, over the next few weeks. And I hope you guys have a great time. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Follow me on Letterboxd, link in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.